Dankie dat jy ingeskakel is. Ek gesels vandag met Kevin Kalb en hy's 'n naam wat mens ken as mens na boerdery kyk, mielies. Hy kom van Amerika af en ek en hy het die voorreg om vandag bietjie te gesels. Kevin, it is one of the biggest privileges of having you here on Groot Plaas.
Oh, we love being here. This is our first time to South Africa. We love it. People are so nice, polite, which we're not used to.
Well, we are taking that.
Yeah,
we are taking the politeness.
Yes, you guys are awesome.
Thanks. Well, really welcome, and I love that it's your first introduction to South Africa. But we all know who you are, so you're kind of a celebrity here. Take it. When it comes to farming, I think the man behind the name. Just tell me a bit more about your farm in America.
So we're a family farm, 100%. We don't have, well, we do have a few friends that help part-time when they get off of work, but we raise corn, soybeans, and turkeys. And then we farm with my wife, Sean, stepdaughter, Nakaya, and then I got two other daughters, Ryland and Emerson, and the youngest one is my son, Kogan.
And you guys specialize, I mean, how did your farm get to be what it is today? I mean, give me a bit of background on that.
So we're a fifth generation farm. We were actually into our farm raised layers, eggs.
Yeah.
We got into that a little bit, and then we switched to turkeys. But the grain farming has always really been our passion. I'm so competitive. I hate to lose at anything, and
yeah.
We actually got introduced to a yield contest back in 2007. And we actually got second place across the whole United States.
Wow.
And we kind of got the bug then and started, that's when we really started learning to push the limits on growing high-yielding corn.
I think being in America and then obviously now visiting South Africa, some people might think farming is farming. How do you see it? Is there a big difference in the way we farm in the two countries?
So between what I could see so far, I've only been here 3 days, but I talked to Donnie Bester from South Africa, Belfour. Been talking to him for 3 or 4 years, and his knowledge on soybeans, he really opened up our eyes that we had the general consensus that we were the best in the United States. I mean, just we got technology, and I come down here, your equipment technology is identical to ours.
Yeah.
So it's not that, but it is amazing how much closer that we are from the United States and what you guys are on the farming, the yields. We're a little bit higher yielding corn than what you guys are.
Yeah.
But soybeans, I think you guys are actually beating us in the United States. So, there's a few different things that we get in the United States access to that you guys haven't been able to get to yet.
Yeah.
But as far as farming, no, it's amazing. I really did think there would be I've never been here. You just hear on the news, and we're so close. I mean, we really are. It's kind of amazing that we're that close to you guys on farming.
Well, that's a huge compliment, I think, because you say you're competitive, but I don't think there's there ain't any more competitive people than South Africans.
Yeah.
So
I'm learning that.
You've met your match, and I love that. We are here at the Africa Agri Tech conference, and I think we obviously know that technology, it feels like such a cliche to say technology is the future.
Yeah.
But when you step back and you look at how quickly things are developing, processes, things that should be developed, it's almost being forced to be a bit quicker. In your farming experience, how did technology play a role in taking you where you were to where you are now?
Well, the technology has really helped us more on the planter. I mean, harvest is very important too, but to grow these high yields, you got to have perfect emergence. You want everything to come up right. You want your spacing and your depth to be perfect. And the technology of the planter, just the planter, has probably been our biggest yield bump. I mean,
really?
I mean, we can plant 10 mile an hour now.
What?
And being as accurate as what we were planting 3 and 4 mile an hour before. So, the window of planting seems like it does get a little bit smaller and smaller. But the technology on the planting is what's amazing, that we can plant so many more acres now than what we used to, and be better, better positioning of the seed, depth. So, technology has really gotten us, probably on our farm has probably gained us, just on the equipment technology, probably 40 to 50 bushel over the years, since 2007, since we really started pushing the yield envelope.
When we look at the journey you guys have taken, is there anything you would have done different, being where you are now, producing what you're producing? I always wonder, is there a type of thought, we should have added this, or we should have more focused on this? What are some of the tricks and the...
So what I'd have done go back, 10 years ago, 12 years ago on this, I wouldn't have been so hard-headed. I would have looked out to other avenues of people that's trying to do this, because it did take us a long time to learn this stuff on ourselves. So I would have reached out and networked, and we didn't have the social media back then, and the ability to reach out like we can. Like I said, I'm talking to Donnie Bester, which is 8,000 miles actually from our place, almost 9,000 miles away from where I live. And we could talk to him just instantly. So that's probably the biggest thing I would have done then. I would have reached out to other progressive high yield guys working on their ROI, because growing good yields big yields is great, but you got to make money doing it. So,
there we go.
So the networking I would have done a lot better at a younger age than what we do now.
And we see the benefit of networking. I mean, especially when it comes to something like farming. Yeah. It's one thing being big and strong and doing what you're doing, but I think when it comes to being on a farm and everything that has to be put in, it also takes a village almost.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Yeah.
So, like I said, we're a family farm. My family is perfect. I mean, they are awesome. I mean, the turkeys take a lot of our time, and my wife Shawn, God bless her soul, she when we're in harvest or planting, she will take care of them, and we got 45,000 turkeys at a time.
What?
So it's rough, but the kids are still in school, so as soon as they get out of school, they come help. But I mean, it's a total network that each person fills their role, and it works great. I mean, I wouldn't change my help for nothing. I mean, they all are great.
You've got the AT.
Yes, I got the AT.
So obviously you're here at the conference now, and I always wonder, you're here now and you contributed on a panel, and one of the speakers, what would you like to get out of this South African experience? Because I know we are learning a lot from you, but what's your need?
So, I mean, everybody, you never stop learning.
Yeah.
If there's one or two things we're down there for 2 weeks, if there's one or two things that we learn to try, because you don't get no better at anything if you don't experiment on stuff. So, we're going to Donnie's farm here later this week. I can't wait to see stuff, because I know he don't tell me all of his secrets.
I don't think he wants
to. So I hate to tell him I'm going to have a video out there. I'm going to record it all.
You're going to record
everything. But, like I said, you don't have to learn everything, but if you just pick up one or two things and you don't even, you may never know what it is. You know, you might be just watching through the video and hey, I wonder how he did that, because I've never seen it. That's, you know, that's what we're down here. Look for one or two things to take back home to the States and try.
So this might be seen as a stupid question, but I sometimes wonder, obviously, our context in South Africa, food production, it weighs very heavy on the shoulder of farmers, because the amount of food that needs to be produced, it gets more and more and more. The factors that actually counts against the farming and are challenges, it gets more. The farmers in America, do you guys also feel that type of pressure on your shoulder? How's...
So yes, we do feel the pressure, but as of right now, our government is not restricting as much as seems like what you guys have, but it is getting worse and worse with the restrictions. So 100%. I mean, we're losing in the United States. We're losing 1 million acres every year to development or this and that. So you know, United States is probably growing, you know, 250 million acres of crops, just, you know, 90-some million acres of corn, 90 million some acres of beans, but when you're losing 1 million acres every year and our production is still going up, I got to give hats off to a lot of the technology that we're getting. But yes, without a doubt, we could feel it every year, the little bit more pressure every year to be better, you know, not just higher yields, but more efficient, because we are getting some more of the regulations that you guys are dealing with more and more every year.
I would love to spend the last few minutes just on young farmers. Obviously, you are like the Jonah Loma of that's a weird description, but you are. So just for somebody starting out, I mean, just give us any tips. What would you tell your younger self, and take away the networking to begin?
So
where do we begin?
So first thing is, you have, I mean, as far as what I'm concerned, you have to look at somebody that is successful. You know, when I started farming, you know, a fifth generation, but it was kind of a little different. My dad died when I was young, and my grandparents died when I moved up to the farm with. I was 20 years old, so my mentors were gone. So, but we had a neighbor farm down the road that was very successful. So I kind of kept an eye on them and watched what they were doing, just to see that, you know, you watch successful people, you pick up their habits that help make you successful. So that's what I would say. The main thing is go to somebody that is successful, and just, not saying you have to bug them to death, but sit back with an outside eye and watch, see what they're doing. And also ask the stupid questions. And ask the dumb questions, you know. I mean, in farming, there is no dumb questions, especially when you're starting out. Yes. You know, you can learn by experience, but sometimes it's a very costly experience. So most of the time, some of the older farmers like me has done a lot of mistakes doing farming. So and learn from it. And you learn from it. You know, just find somebody that is a good farmer. Ask them questions. I mean, they've been around, they've been there, they've done it. So that's what I would do. If I'd go back, you know, 20 years ago, that's what I would do. And I think they would definitely be willing to give. Oh, 100%. And that's 100%. The wonderful thing. Kevin, thank you. I feel very honored, and I hope you have a wonderful trip. Enjoy Cape Town. Well, we appreciate it. Yes. Oh, I can't wait. The Kruger Park, you know, when the wife said we're coming down here, first thing she was on there looking, she was like, oh, Kruger Park. I said, I know, I can't wait. So it's going to be amazing. We can't wait to speak to you again. Thank you.